Hey, I'm Chris Hemsworth, and this is the Wired Autocomplete interview. Okay, now, so I'm answering what I think, or what... All right. How is Chris Hemsworth? Is that it? I'm really enjoying being in Australia. I've been away for a while, and I'm going to be here for a bit now, so I'm excited. I'm excited to be home. How did Chris Hemsworth get cast as Thor? I auditioned for Thor many years ago, probably 11, 12 years ago, and I didn't get a call back. I think my audition sucked. I think that was the response I got. And then my younger brother auditioned, and he got very close. He got down to the last 5 people, and then didn't get it. And they were like, "Look, he's great, but he's a bit young." My manager then said, "Well, he does have an older brother," which was me. I came back in, re-auditioned a few times, and just had a different attitude. Maybe I had a little more sort of motivation that my little brother had got a look in and I hadn't. I also had done a couple of films in between those 2 auditions, so I had a bit more experience and confidence in what I was going to do. Yeah, I was so excited. I had a very slight hesitation about it was going to be a 6-picture deal, and did I want to be locked in and typecast as one character? And then I was like, you don't have a choice, so shut up. And I pushed that voice aside and said, yep. I went, but I didn't really know, none of us did, if it was going to work or if there was going to be an extension beyond that first film into, Thor 2, 3, 4, etc., or Avengers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. It was all just an idea and a dream, and one that I was on board with. How did Chris Hemsworth meet wife? We had a dialect coach that we were both working with separately who said we should meet. And it was, I want to say it was a blind date, but it wasn't because I Googled her. Then I went away and shot a movie, and then I came back, and then we went and shot another movie. And so it was this kind of long, extended introduction, I guess. And then the rest is history. How is Chris Hemsworth still alive? I don't know. It's the luck of the draw, isn't it? I don't know. How am I still alive? None of us know that. I could tell you that, it's because I'm healthy and doing X, Y, and Z, but, it hasn't worked out for some people either. And some, we've all got aunties and uncles and grandpas and grandparents who have done all the wrong things and lived to 100. So who knows, mate? Just enjoy the ride while you can. What does Chris Hemsworth want? I want to go on a month-long surf trip, throughout Indonesia and just hop from island to surf break and do nothing but surf and relax and chill. I've had a pretty busy run of work for the last 10 years, and it's been exciting and fun, but I love just to unplug for a while, and that sounds like a pretty good way to do it. For me, the ocean is just a wonderful reset. What was Chris Hemsworth's first job? Well, get ready. I used to work for a white goods company that make fridges, and I used to fix and repair and clean breast pumps and milk extractors. Yep, you didn't mishear that. That's what was my job. And this company used to rent them out to various pharmacies and chemists, and they would come back and they wouldn't work sometimes. They needed to be cleaned, and I would clean them and repair them. And I just remember being really bored. I remember sitting in a factory after work and thinking, I'm going to earn my $10 here or whatever, and just like I'd make playlists to try and sort of get me through it. Music that would keep me in a sort of calm state and not want to, launch that machine across the wall. Van Morrison, the Beatles, Pink Floyd, a lot of music that my parents listened to, and I used to kind of think about what I wanted to do, which was act and all the other exciting things I wanted to sort of journey into. So it was good, Boredom is kind of a good space to do some solid thinking, and I did plenty of that. What sport? Oh, I've missed one. Hang on, forget that. What is Chris Hemsworth's last Marvel movie? Well, the last one I just shot was Thor: Love and Thunder, and it may be my last. I don't know. It was a wild and fun and wacky experience, as all Taika Waititi movies are. Played that character for 10, 11 years now, and each time it's been new and exciting, and this was no exception to that. It felt very fresh, and it felt like we were trying something we hadn't tried before. It was, in Taika's words, I think a wacky, wild romantic comedy set in space. Yeah, in the last movie would have been Endgame, where we saw Thor in a very disheveled, broken sort of emotional state. You know, physically, mentally, he wasn't quite himself, and he had some work to do. So he leaves that film with the Guardians of the Galaxy and embarks on a journey of self-discovery, and that's where we pick this up. So what sports does Chris Hemsworth play? I surf a lot. I love staying active. I like being outdoors. I like circuit training, kettlebell workouts, functional movement. I don't love long distance running. I love swimming. My kids and my wife love horse riding, and I do a little bit of that. What is Chris Hemsworth's favorite hobby? We just kind of talked about that, didn't we? I'll say something else. You know, I've really enjoyed snowboarding lately. One of those sports you do more and more, obviously you get a little better at, and so once a few things clicked into place, it gave me the same freedom and fun, enjoyment and thrill that surfing gives me, but also my kids do it now and they love it, and we can ski, snowboard down the mountain together. And there's not many activities where you get to do side by side with your kids where you all truly love it to the same extent and have the same thrill and excitement occurring. Who is Chris Hemsworth? Chris Hemsworth is an Australian and sometimes has a problem answering questions with any wit and charm. Who did Chris Hemsworth play first? My first acting gig was, I got cast as somewhat of an extra on a show called Guinevere Jones, where I was playing King Arthur. I had a lovely dark red brown wig on, period costume and so on, and that was cool. That was just like, whoa, I'm on a movie set or a TV set. This is what it feels like, because it's my big break. My next job was a show called The Saddle Club. I played a young veterinarian nurse, and I was 18 or 19 at the time. Scared out of my mind, first job, thought this is it, this is my shot. Put a lot of pressure on myself and was like a deer in the headlights. Yeah, I was just a bundle of nerves and anxiety. Who would Chris Hemsworth want to play? These days, who would I want to play? I don't know. Each time it's different. You know, I think I want to do a drama, and then along comes a hilarious comedy, and I think, okay, cool, actually that's fun, let's go do that, and vice versa, and so on. So I don't know that I have any particular one character that I want to play as such. I just want to keep having fun, keep enjoying the ride. Who is Chris Hemsworth's favorite actress? Ooh, the pressure. Cate Blanchett, I worked with on Ragnarok. It's pretty hard to go by. You know, being an Australian, a fellow Aussie, someone I've looked up to for many, many years, and has just been in some of my favorite films, played some of the best characters on screen, and continues to do it with such grace and integrity, and has a wonderful sense of humor and warmth, and is kind and supportive. She's brilliant. Who is Chris Hemsworth's favorite band? Ooh, I'd say the Teskey Brothers, an Australian singer-songwriter, folk, bluesy kind of vibe. The lead singer has one of the best voices in the music game, I think. I find the music is very, it has a sort of the Van Morrison, Ray LaMontagne, Nina Simone, Otis Redding. I don't know, there's just a mixture of all these other artists and quite a nostalgia to their music, which I find is enjoyable and calming, and I can have it on in the background or I can crank it up at a party, either or. They fit all of my moods. Thank you. What is Chris Hemsworth's haircut? Luca Vanella is the guy I work with, hairdresser on all of my movies. He makes all the wigs, designs them, cuts my hair. So this is it. This is the Luca Vanella. I've actually stuck with this haircut, I think, for a while now. I look back at when I was on Home and Away, this Australian TV show. I love that experience. It's a lot of fun, but my haircut was shocking. I came in with long hair, it was pretty cool, and I wanted to cut it, and I just had this, like, I don't even know what it was, kind of a mullet, kind of a flat fringe. I didn't want to put product in it, and it was just like, it's like bed hair, but not cool bed hair. It was pretty brutal. What is Chris Hemsworth's zodiac sign? I'm a Leo. I'm, interested if someone wants to talk about it to me and tell me things about it, but I haven't used any of the knowledge to my advantage, or it hasn't helped me understand myself or anyone else really yet. But maybe I haven't explored it enough. I don't know. What is Chris Hemsworth's personality? I'm fun, enthusiastic. I think I'm adventurous. I don't love sitting still, and the fear of boredom certainly keeps me moving forward and gives me momentum to try and explore new things. What is next for Chris Hemsworth? I'm going to have some downtime and really enjoy being with my family and being home and being in one place. And I feel like I've been unpacking suitcases and packing suitcases and traveling across the world for so many, years now, 10, 12 years. And it's been incredible. And I'm so thankful for all of it. But I'd love to just be still for a while now and inhabit a more simple, slower environment. What is Chris Hemsworth's diet? I'd like to think I eat a fairly balanced diet. I do eat a lot of protein, but also have a lot of vegetables. I don't eat a huge amount of carbohydrate. I think my body responds to lean protein more so and healthy fats and vegetables. But like anyone, I have a sweet tooth. I have a real appetite and passion for pizza and burgers and ice cream and all the bad things. But I try to give myself, sort of an 80-20 rule, 80%, 20%, with the good being 80 and 20% being the cheat meal, if you will. Can Chris Hemsworth sing? No. Does Chris Hemsworth like singing? Loves it. Love it. Really enjoy it. But going off the response of my family and friends, I'd say, no, definitely not. Can Chris Hemsworth do an American accent? I'd like to think so, yeah. I've done some bad ones and I've done some that I'm more proud of. And it all depends on, the prep period you have, the coach you're working with, what part of America it is, and, if that's something you gravitate toward, and, some of it comes easier, some of it doesn't. That's up for you to decide, though. So, can Chris Hemsworth play guitar? I can play a little bit, yeah. I can't say I play really well, but I do enjoy it, much like the singing and guitar. I just don't think anyone else enjoys it. So it's more of a quiet time, kind of me in my own space experience. Can Chris Hemsworth do a backflip? No. My son can. My son does them repeatedly until he exhausts himself to the point, and then he goes to sleep. Can Chris Hemsworth bench 300 pounds? No, I don't think so. I'm not a big bench press guy. I do a lot of push-ups. I'll do dumbbell press, but I don't tend to go too heavy just because it kind of tweaks my shoulder. And these days, for Thor, Love and Thunder, I think I'm the biggest I ever was and probably in the best shape I've ever been in. But that was very strategic, different exercises, shaping my physique, and then also a very specific diet. But bench press, not a big strength of mine, no. Does Chris Hemsworth have tattoos? I do have tattoos, yeah. I have a tattoo here that Robert Downey Jr. had someone design, which was when we were on the Avengers press tour, which we all got. I have a Dr. Seuss tattoo because it was a book I read my daughter a lot when she was growing up. It's one of her favorite books. I have a series of little things in my forearms that my daughter actually drew herself, tattooed, and then a sort of the kind of sacred geometry kind of whatever tattoo, which you could dig out all sorts of meaning. I myself, it's just a cool little image to me. Does Chris Hemsworth have a brother? Yes, I have two brothers, Luke and Liam. Does Chris Hemsworth like playing Thor? I love playing Thor. I played it for many, many years and would continue to do so if people wanted me to. The most challenging part of playing Thor is reinventing it each time and not having it be predictable for an audience and having it be something they've seen before. The goal is to continually try something new and keep it fresh. And that is a challenge, but part of the fun. Does Chris Hemsworth change his accent for Thor? I try to, yeah. It's slowly morphed into a version of my accent over the years, but initially it was sort of a Shakespearean, mid-Atlantic accent we were going for. I still have a feel of that, but it's loosened over the years as my interpretation of the character has loosened too. All right, that's it. That is all the questions. Thank you very much for the questions. They were great. They were intriguing and fascinating. I was surprised to see that those questions came up and what you were searching for. But there you go. You have all the answers, so no need to, search anymore. Here I am.